From clarkwoods.com, this is Horribly Off Topic, episode number 142. I am Chris.
I am also Steve.
Also Steve is here. It's been a while since Also Steve has been here. Are you from another dimension? Like Also Steve is from like Earth 617?
I think this is probably I'm not drinking Steve.
Oh, you're not drinking Steve. I'll drink for the both of us. Hold on.
I don't think that's a good idea, Chris, because...
Well, I mean, I'll pretend I'll just keep slamming them down. I'll pretend that I'm having 3, 4, 5, 6 of them.
I had a little bit of trouble opening that.
A little bit. Well, I was afraid. See, I got it close to the mic to try and pick up the sound, but I got a little too close to the computer, and I was like, I got to back it off. And then I'm like, just open it. And I did.
Drink it.
No. Also, Steve is not from Earth 617. He'd be from Earth 978. Or
Yes.
Earth 508 back in the day.
Well, we were all 617 way back in the day.
Way back in the day.
And this is getting local for you right out of the gate. Mm-hmm. The area code for the greater Boston area is currently still 617.
Yes.
And then just the greater Boston area became 617, and then everything else became 508.
Yeah, it became 508, and then
the rest of Massachusetts, and then somewhere down the line they were like, we have the greater Burlington area, Burlington, Bedford, Woburn, all that.
Burlington's pretty great.
That became 781.
Yes, but didn't I see? I think 978 came first, but I could be wrong.
978 was up in our area,
in our neck of the woods,
the northern part of Middlesex County,
right.
And then there was 413, I think, out west.
Yeah, I was gonna say I knew there was another one out west, but I did not remember what it was.
And 508 stayed in the Worcester area.
In the Worcester, okay. All right. Well, I mean, now also Steve would be from 978 maybe. Well, it depends on where also Steve's cell phone is from, because really,
I'm not saying that.
I'm not saying you should say that. I'm just saying also Steve could take his area code with him.
I bought my phone in New Hampshire, so take that information with you.
Put it
in your pocket
and smoke it.
Yeah. What?
Put it up your butt and smoke it. No. Where do you put it to smoke it?
Your mouth.
Your mouth. Oh. Okay.
Put it in your mouth and smoke it.
Put it in your pipe and smoke it.
Yes.
Okay. See, I was missing something.
Stick that in your pipe and smoke it.
What if I don't have a pipe?
Then don't smoke.
Can I roll it in a J? Can I roll a big fat J?
No.
See, that's one of the charms of me is when I say things like that, you're like, I can't even vaguely fathom Chris rolling a joint. Like, so it's just funny.
I just in my youth tried doing it once. A very, very, very long time ago.
Yeah.
And
didn't
I'm not even saying I even tried it.
No, you just rolled it. You're like,
I'm saying I attempted to. Well,
theoretically.
I also had this harebrained scheme way back to roll my own cigarettes because that would save money. But I think I abandoned that on the first day I tried it.
Time is money, and I think that's what people who like have those kind of plans don't think about. Like you're gonna roll...
I didn't think about, but I didn't have that much tobacco. I didn't buy like a giant drum of tobacco.
No.
I think I bought a pouch of it.
Yeah.
Of cigarette tobacco, and I think I bought a little thing of filters. Had a little rolling machine.
Yeah.
And that investment was right in the garbage.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how many of them did you do?
I think I did one or two, and I was like, "This sucks." And I don't think I may not have told anybody about this ever because I don't
know if I've heard this.
It's just, to hear this sort of failure come out of me like almost immediately.
Yeah. You don't often disclose your failures because you're such a successful.
No, I always talk about things that I suck at, and we could talk about that a little bit. Because Becky and I took a little bit of trip up to Portland as we're ought to do.
Yeah.
every once in a while, and we were sick this time, and I had a little failure.
Oh,
But we could talk about that later in the show.
okay. I'm gonna note that. I'm gonna stick that in my
Portland,
pipe
Maine, by the way, not Portland, Oregon.
I'm gonna stick that in my pipe and smoke it later.
Yes.
Because if you put it in your pipe, it'll stay for a little while, right?
Yeah, you just got to pack it in good.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I get the impression, based solely on watching the movie Wonder Boys too many times, that if you roll a few J's and then like you smoke them,
It's just the expression J's, rolling a J.
well, I guess you blow a J, you roll a joint, right?
Blow a J?
You blow a J.
Oh, blow J?
Like, I mean, you don't blow a J like Silent
You mean
Bob blew
blow
a J,
job?
but no, you blow a J, like you blow a J as in a joint. You never heard that expression?
No.
You blow I think you blow a J. Like I think that's
When I was
I
out,
think these kids today they blow a J every once in a while.
when I was at school out in North Adams, there was this kid. I forget what his actual name was, but he referred to blowjobs as blowjays,
Yeah,
and or no, BJs.
as BJs.
No, it was blowjays because
Blowjays.
BJs made sense.
BJs does make sense.
But blowjays, and it's like, why are like if you're gonna abbreviate one of them, like why not abbreviate them both?
That's a bird that loves to give fellatio. A
So
blowjay.
yeah, that's a good one.
Hey, every once in a while. You know.
But yeah,
Also Chris is funny.
yes. But because of the fact that he called it a blowjay, we just started calling him blowjay.
Blowjay. Hey, you know that's how Snowball got his name in Clerks.
Because he liked
To get a snowball. I'm
Zap-
not going there. I was just making a comparison. So I'm gonna take your Portland story. I'm gonna put it in my pipe. We're gonna smoke it later, as opposed to rolling it up as a joint and leaving it in my pocket to smoke later, like Grady Tripp in Wonder Boys. Let me ask you this.
You know what? You brought back a thought into it because, like, way back,
Way back.
when I was living with my mother and her boyfriend was living with us as well, and he at the time was smoking a pipe, not like a.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I imagine he could have smoked weed out of it,
Yeah,
but
he was
smoking tobacco
pipe.
out of it, and I from what I recall, I actually liked the smell of pipe tobacco, as opposed to I did
Pipe
smoke
tobacco-
I did smoke cigarettes for something like 16 years.
Yeah.
So it's not like I was like that averse to cigarette tobacco, but
yeah.
but pipe tobacco actually did smell better.
It's funny that you say that because I think of all the types of I hate
But not like burning it. Like it still smells like shit when you light it on fire.
Right. I most of all I hate the smell of a cigar.
Cigars are the worst.
Can't do cigar smoke at all. Cigarette smoke I don't like, but I grew up with it, so I can kind of deal with it. But the smell of pipe tobacco, I am with you. Like the smell of pipe tobacco is actually a pleasant thing.
Yeah, I mean, and it actually evokes someone sitting in a study.
Yeah,
a scholar or
a guy with
some
a
sort
with
of
a tweed with a jacket, tweed elbow patches, sitting there talking to
or
us.
like
with his-
Sherlock Holmes, a great detective, a great mouse detective.
A fantastic detective, that Sherlock Holmes.
Yes.
I mean, don't tell him that. He doesn't need his ego to be inflated any more than it is.
Pipe tobacco.
When does no? But back to like.
Oh, but cigar smoke. I remember because I used to I used to smoke cigarettes and when you smoke cigarettes you inhale the smoke.
Is that how that works?
Yeah. Well, with a cigar,
Yeah.
you're not supposed to inhale the smoke.
Oh, okay. I did not know.
You're
that.
supposed to savor it in your mouth or whatever,
Yeah.
and then blow it out.
Oh.
But when I would
blow a
on the
C.
rare occasion where I would smoke a cigar, I would inhale it and I'd feel like fucking garbage afterwards.
You look like Donald Duck when he inhales it, right? He goes blue and his eyes start to water, and not a good scene.
Yeah, but not when Fred Flintstone and Barney are smoking Lucky Strikes behind the house.
Yeah,
I
That's
understand. That's great.
that's great. So
I don't know, Fred.
when
It's so smooth.
when does a joint?
Well, Bon,
when does a joint?
give me another puff with my pebbles. All right.
When does a joint become a roach? That's what I want to know.
When it's little.
When it's little, okay. So like that's it. It's a size thing. You know, you wouldn't have a big roach.
Yeah.
You don't smoke a big roach unless you're from Florida. They got big roaches down there.
Fucking that's what the one thing that I despised about the South. Well, the one thing.
The one thing.
One of the things that I despised about the South was just that there was roaches everywhere.
Yeah.
Like no matter where you were, like it's just gross, and they just exist there.
Yeah.
And people are okay with that, and I'm like, I'm not okay with that.
Yeah, no.
I like it up here up north, where like if you have them, you're a slob or you have a problem. If you have them down there, you just live in the South.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a rite of passage when you get your first roach in a place that don't belong.
I lost so many nights of sleep because I saw one once, and I killed it, and then it was hopefully
you see one.
You see one, and I'm assuming there's like a billion of them in like my house, and then like I couldn't sleep because I'm like, are they crawling on me while I'm sleeping?
Yeah.
And I'm like cleaning every like surface of my house. It did not.
No.
It was not a good thing for me.
If they didn't make a horror movie about roaches, they should have. I mean, is there like a bad?
Yeah, it's called
80s?
Joe's Apartment.
Oh, really? Is it?
No, it was a comedy with
Jerry
O'Connell and a bunch of roaches.
Good old Jerry O'Connell. That's the one.
I don't think I ever saw it, and I think that there's a good reason why, because I didn't want to see a movie about like a guy and his talking roach friends.
I was about to try to make a Goonies joke to make people mad, a Goonies / Stand By Me joke, but I was gonna say Jerry O'Connell's the one Goonie who didn't look anything like.
He wasn't in Goonies.
I know. I was gonna say that. See if you just let it go and like wait for somebody to angrily type an email and be like, "He was in Stand By Me."
Yeah,
he was, and he didn't look anything like. He was like the Chunk of Stand By Me.
Yeah,
but
Chunk was definitely a better fat kid than Jerry O'Connell was as a fat kid.
But they both turned out to be pretty svelte gentlemen.
Yeah, but like the guy who played Chunk doesn't make movies anymore, does he?
No, I don't think so. Jerry O'Connell, we kind of wish he didn't.
Does he make movies?
He did. He was in Jerry Maguire.
What? That was Tom Cruise.
No, but Jerry O'Connell was in Jerry Maguire.
I don't. I guess I've never seen Jerry Maguire.
He was.
I know. Show me the money.
He was Cush. He was.
Is that he was the drug dealer?
No. He was the young football player towards the beginning of the movie that Jerry Maguire was representing, but then. The other guy, the blonde guy, who's I think
never seen the fucking movie. I don't know the guy.
He's a local comedian, I think. And like he did that movie and a couple more, but then
Christopher Titus.
No, I'll try to look it up. Anyway, he steals Jerry O'Connell away from Jerry Maguire right around the time that Jerry Maguire is fucking John Travolta's wife against a bookcase while a dog watches.
Ooh, what kind of dog?
Maybe a husky.
Oh,
I can't remember. I just all I know is that
huskies are very loud dogs. They're like they tend to complain and be little bratty pups. You ever seen videos of husky dogs like wanting to do something and then
no.
That's something.
Husky dogs. I mean, maybe husky dogs just need to blow a J.
Blow a J.
Blow a J. No.
Get some peanut butter.
I have thought. I've thought at least a few times about showing my kids Jerry Maguire, because it's not a terrible movie. Most of it is kid family friendly, but there is the one scene towards the beginning where what the heck is Kelly Preston? Yeah, Kelly Preston, John Travolta's wife, is
John Travolta still married to her?
I think so.
Wow.
Tom Cruise is fucking Kelly Preston standing up against a bookcase, and she is screaming. She's like, "Never been better," and she's like freaking out and kind of like going over the top. I think that's the point of the scene, is that you're supposed to understand that she's faking it to pacify Tom Cruise, Jerry Maguire. If not for that one scene, I think you could show that film to at least to Kaylee. But she probably wouldn't like it anyway.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Yeah. Why would she want to?
I don't know.
Watch?
It's a funny. See, we're in constant search of movies that are funny for us and not so inappropriate that she couldn't watch them.
Yeah, like Blazing Saddles.
Could you show a kid today any of the oeuvre of Mr. Mel Brooks and not get in trouble?
I think you could show Spaceballs because I think there's things that would fly over their helmet.
Yeah,
I watched Spaceballs when I was like 10 or 11 years old.
I definitely did because
That's when it came out.
when I was in when I moved into
I think I was actually younger, right? So you were probably 10 or 11. I was probably 8 or 9.
was when I moved. It came out around the time that I moved into the McCarthy, the middle school, because a friend I made there, Rob, hated Spaceballs. Only, and I'd love to ask him today. I'm friends with him on Twitter.
You should be like, hey Rob, do you still hate Spaceballs?
And the reason that he hated it was that his younger brothers. I'm pretty sure this is Rob. I could be wrong.
Well, you're not saying his last name, so
No,
we're not saying anything defamatory.
As long as it's a person
defamatory.
As long as it's a person named Rob. No, I'm pretty sure it's Rob. And Rob's younger brothers would come home from school and they had a tape of Spaceballs, whether it was store bought or they taped it off somewhere, and they just watched Spaceballs every day, like a couple times an afternoon, and that's why Rob.
More than one time in an afternoon.
That's what it sounded like. Now, remember, we were all like 6th graders. Rob might have been exaggerating, but it certainly seemed like his younger brothers liked to torture him with their Spaceballs.
But like, why didn't he just go into another room?
I don't know.
Like, it's not like
maybe his parents were like, "You guys all got to hang out together. It's
constantly and watch the same movie all evening.
Sibling bond with your brothers." I don't know. Maybe it was that.
Why didn't he just go up to his room like you did and not masturbate?
You would have to ask him that. I don't know.
All right, well, let's have him on the show sometime.
Maybe he had more luck with the ladies.
But in 6th grade?
Well, I had my first crushes in the 6th grade, and
Yeah, but
well, I'm not saying that anything happened, but if you like got the attention of the if you got the attention of the girl that you liked and like you hung out and maybe you went on whatever like constituted a date in 6th grade,
like going to see Spaceballs at the second run theater.
Maybe you didn't feel the need to slap the monkey, to spank the monkey, stroke the monkey, shock the monkey, as Peter Gabriel.
No, but the thing is, like,
put it.
Like that's around the time where I started to shocking the monkey.
Yeah.
And I think if I was in some sort of situation with a lady where some strong feelings are involved, I think I might be more apt to do that as opposed to
you wouldn't like save it up to protect your virtue. Like, wouldn't you feel like a little guilty that you were doing such a thing when there's some innocent young lady who like you like, and you don't want to sully that relationship by masturbating to her when you're alone?
No, what? I think it's probably better if you would do that, because then you're not like all pent up and like gonna do something that you as a young person are gonna regret.
I heard a thing the other day. I don't know if this is true. I can't remember if it was true for me. They were making the point.
You're making my point.
The people on this podcast were making the point.
That our podcast?
Not on our podcast, although I'm about to make the point, so I guess it will be on our podcast.
All right.
10 seconds if you don't interrupt me again.
I might.
No, they were making this point that it's unfair for boys because boys start to get erections a few years before they can actually come. Is that true?
I don't recall getting little boners when I was very little.
Yeah. See, I don't recall that either. I recall like you got the boner and then I didn't know what to do with it necessarily, but then eventually I figured it out, and I don't think there was I don't recall there being that much time between those two things.
Yeah, well,
I mean, not that I ever masturbated. I'm saying I
don't want to remove the mask from that.
Yeah, no. So that's it's rough being a boy.
Yes,
It's not really.
I'm sure that every media outlet has proven that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's very hard to be a boy. It was very hard to be a white boy,
or a dirty white boy. Dirty white boy.
Oh my goodness. I had a story, but it has nothing to do with what we were talking
I
about.
don't care. We don't need a fucking segue.
Well, so it's we're recording on a Saturday.
Yes.
We're recording on a Saturday because tomorrow is Easter Sunday.
Easter Sunday, and then the day after that is Patriots Day.
Patriots Day. Gonna watch yourself some Mark Wahlberg?
If it's on HBO, maybe. I don't know. But actually, no. Why the fuck? All right. I didn't necessarily. I didn't see the shit that was on the TV live because at the time I was working in Hopkinton, and if anybody out there in the world knows, Hopkinton, Massachusetts is where the Boston Marathon starts.
Yes, and the Boston Marathon is run on Patriots Day.
That's why we're talking about it.
Yeah.
So since I used to work in Hopkinton, the place I worked gave us that day off if we were a non-essential employee. So it was a manufacturing company, so they made stuff, and if we were not the ones making the stuff, we didn't have to be there.
Got it.
So I had the day off, and I was just watching Netflix all day. And my roommate got home, and she was just like, "Turn on the TV," and I'm like, "I have the TV on."
Right.
And she's like, "No, put it on the news." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then I'm like, "Oh, fuck."
Yeah. It was. I think I.
But then I watched the news for the rest of the day. It was miserable. And I'm like,
I found out about it at the bus stop that day. I went to go get Kaylee, and I think that's how I found out about it. Unless maybe I saw something on Twitter or something. I was doing work from home, and then heard all about it. And then work was screwed up because I work in Cambridge, and then they were doing a manhunt for the people all around there, and so we didn't have classes for the next few days. I think we might. I don't know if we had classes at all that week. It was really strange.
Yeah, I remember going to see The Dead Milkmen, not too long after that whole thing happened.
Yeah.
And it was right after the manhunt was over and like the lockdown was over. And it was the first night that people... I think one of the first nights that the people were able to get out of the house.
Right, yeah.
And I think that's what made that show a lot like... I mean, not that going... I love going to see them. They put on an amazing show. But I think it got amplified with the amount of relief that people were feeling and the amount of they just were...
Yeah,
they wanted to get out. They wanted to have a little bit of fun. Yeah. And I think that really showed that evening.
Yeah. Well, it was. I used to work in Kenmore Square, so I always used to get the day off too, and the particular day that I'm thinking about was 10 years ago. This relates back to my story, as a matter of fact. So 10 years ago, on the night before Easter, I think it was the night before Easter.
Easter, and all through the house.
I fucked with my computer enough. That eventually this led to me getting a Mac for the first time. We're coming up on the 10-year anniversary of me getting a Mac. And
so back in 2007.
Back in 2007. So it was 2007, the night before Easter, I was all through the house. Not a creature was stirring, only my mouse. And I was moving it around.
And so, Kaylee was just a little...
She's a wee lass. Yeah, she was a year old, like a year and a couple weeks old at this point. Or like a year and a month. And I don't know what I did with the computer. I was obsessed with making my PC look and feel like a Mac. And I think I had gone one step too far, and I went to go reformat it. And in the process of reformatting it, stopped working altogether.
Oh.
Now, probably other things were going on that were just exacerbated by me continuing to wipe my hard drive and reformat. But
it's like when you wipe your butt, like when you have a bad poo.
Yeah.
And it's and you wipe your bum too much. It just gets really raw.
Yeah.
Your computer got raw because you wiped it too much.
Wiped it too much. You got a little raw. There's a little blood on the hard drive. Ugh. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's why you just got to jump in the shower.
Yeah,
took the computer in the shower.
But the crazy thing that happened is, so we get up to go to Easter the next day, and I'm obsessing about it.
Okay. So hold on. You go to Easter. Are you going to your parents' house? Or?
Going to my parents' house.
Okay. And I was like, well, we're Easter bound.
We're Easter bound. Yeah.
We're going to the island of Easter.
And I might be messing up the timeline here, but basically, like, I obsessed about my computer around there. By the time Monday morning rolled around, I had no computer. And part of my deal at my job then, part of the way we were managing to keep our childcare costs down was that 2 or 3 days a week, I was staying home, working from home, and watching over Kaylee. And this didn't work out so well.
Not having a computer?
Because I didn't have a computer. So what the
So
fuck
they
was
didn't
I-
have like an office laptop you could have...
There wasn't at this point. There wasn't. Eventually, there would be, but there was only one laptop, and my boss was using it at that point. So I had no computer to work with, and I'm pretty sure it was the same. It worked out the same way that this year it's working out. And so Marathon Monday, I was at home with Kaylee. And we were watching the marathon, and I was trying to figure out what the fuck I was going to do. And I went for like 10 goddamn days with no computer at all.
I don't think I've ever watched the marathon.
Yeah? Never?
I'm like, I don't know what to watch. Like, things like that, I'm not sure what to watch. I'm like, oh, yep, people are running.
Yeah. I don't think we watched the whole thing. I mean, she was 1 year old. I don't think she gave a shit.
She was probably like, Dad, can we watch the marathon?
No, she gave more than a shit. She gave a few shits. I mean,
yeah. Hopefully she wasn't had a raw bum.
No, I don't think so. I took pretty good care. I changed diapers regularly.
Oh, that's good.
I got a
moist
story.
wipes.
I got a story about diapers and pooping and babies in a second.
Wow, cool.
And comedy.
Getting a little personal. This
No,
week.
It's not about me. It's not about me. Anyway, so
It's not about you. So who the hell is it?
no, I'll let me get there.
All right.
Let me finish the dumb Mac story. So like I went like many days with no computer at all, and trying to convince. First, I was trying to convince Stephanie. We should finally just like instead of going out and buying another shitty PC, like we should just invest some money in getting a Mac because we know that I want that. We know that it's going to be better for everything we want to do. But it took like 10 days for me to convince her. And then when we got to the damn store, which was on like a Friday night, we went and went to go pick it up. We were ready to check out, and I'm like, I don't know if we should get this.
Oh no.
And she looked like she wanted to punch me because she and Kaylee had come from work, and we
Come all the way from Easter.
She had been working all day. She come and picked me up. We went to the store like right away, and she's there with our our 13-month-old, and just like, what are we're gonna buy the damn computer. I'm like, I don't know if we should buy the computer. She's like, we don't have a computer. You can't. She's like rattles off all the whole list.
And some guy came up to you and it's like, hey kid, I'm a computer.
No. And then I got a computer and I got a Mac, and I never looked back, and it's been awesome ever since. End of story. I don't know. I thought I could make that more interesting or fun.
It was very interesting and very funny, Chris.
Poop. All right, so I got a poop thing. And this I almost thought of this earlier.
He called the shit poop.
He calls this shit poop. He rolled a D. A diaper. Sometimes you roll the diaper up and you like fold the flaps over, and then it makes it smaller. You tuck it in the the little diaper canister there, and then you flip the diaper canister, and it smells wonderful. Let me tell you.
Yeah, I imagine shit smells gross. Like you should have smelled my ass earlier.
Okay, so we had this. This is not the story, but we had this diaper genie. Except it was like an off-brand diaper genie, and the way it's like a big.
Hey Al,
it's a big trash can is essentially what it is, and you put the diaper in the top, and it's got a handle on it, and then so you flip the handle towards you, and it. The top contraption thing then deposits the diaper down into the sealed compartment, right, and readies itself for the next diaper. And then the next diaper, you put the diaper in the top and you push the handle away from you, and the contraption makes the diaper fall in there. And
you ain't never had a trash receptacle like me.
And then so you do that, and for the most part the smell stays in there. But it doesn't really stay in there, and so we had at this point these air fresheners, these air fresheners that my mother-in-law made for us, which were like very super like hippie and environmental friendly and whatever. And I forget what the smell was, but that smell, I'm glad I can't remember it, because that smell was for a very long time associated with poop. Because the only time I ever smelled that smell, which was this nice floral scent, this mix of this potpourri of pleasant smells, the only time I ever smelled that was when I was trying to cover up the smell of shit. And then, like, when our kids stopped being out of diapers, we still had some of that around, and I never wanted to use it for an air freshener because it just
reminded
me of shit. But the story I wanted to bring up was I
like stories.
I listened to some fucking Louis C.K. this week for the very first time.
Like you had never listened to Louis C.K.
I had tried.
before?
I had listened to like the beginning of a special on Netflix once or twice, but I'd never.
His new special just came out. It was pretty fantastic.
I had never listened, and so there were 2 albums on iTunes on Apple Music that I could stream.
Which one did you choose?
Well, I ended up listening to both of them.
Okay.
Let me find out which ones they were. I had run out of podcasts. And
I am so fucking behind on my podcast.
Oh my goodness! I've added a whole bunch now, so I shouldn't fall behind again. But the first one I listened to was Louis C.K.'s Hilarious, and then I went back in time and listened to Louis C.K.'s Chewed Up.
Chewed Up, I think, is probably one of my favorite specials of his.
Chewed Up was funny. Well, it was weird to listen to it in that order, because they're only like a year and a half apart or so.
Yeah.
But in Chewed Up, he's still married.
Yes.
And in Hilarious, he's just recently divorced.
Uh-huh.
And so I listened to them in reverse order. So when I got back to Chewed Up, I was hearing him talk about his marriage and thinking, this marriage is about to end. And I'm listening to the jokes and thinking, I kind of understand why this marriage is about to end. He goes on, some rants about his wife, and they're funny, but I can understand if I was his wife listening to this and I were thinking maybe it's time to end things, that special might be what pushed.
I mean,
me
I think
over
they left things somewhat
kind of amicable,
amicably.
Yeah.
Just but I don't think they're. I mean, you don't get divorced and then you're super friendly with the person afterwards, but
not generally, unless you're Ben Affleck and Jennifer, what's her name?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about their relationship.
Jennifer Garner.
I mean, it may be in the tabloids, but those are
things
that I
in
give.
the tabloids this week. Apparently, she might be pregnant with twins.
With whose twins?
With Affleck's twins.
They're back together.
Well, they're divorced, but they're together, I guess.
Sorry,
back together enough that he put a bunch of sperm into her and got her pregnant, according to the tabloids.
That's how some people do it.
And it's how some people do it. Not all of us, but it's how some people do it. I've told that story, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Double ear infection. Do a search for that. Actually, I don't know if that's I don't know if that's in the show notes. If I didn't mention in the show notes double ear infection, nothing's going to come up. So I don't know. I'll try to find which episode it was.
Oh yeah.
So no, I listened to it, and the one that I think it was on Hilarious. Let me double check. I'm looking at the
track listing.
At the track listing now.
What's going on?
Yeah, I think it was the one called "My 3-Year-Old is a 3-Year-Old." It's he's describing this morning where he was getting the kids ready for school, and he had them all ready, and he realized he only had 10 minutes to make a 10-minute walk, but also at around that time he also realized he needed to take a shit.
Oh yes.
So you remember this one, right?
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know it, he needs to take a shit, so he goes into the bathroom and he's got the door cracked, as you do when you're a dad or any parent, I imagine, because you got to keep an eye on him.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, his daughter his 3-year-old comes up to him and is now naked. She turns around, shows him her little pink asshole, and he's like, "Why is she doing that? What? Put that away!" And then proceeds to shit on the floor. And, he describes it way funnier than I am. Like he's like, "I've never seen this happened. I've never seen shit come out of an asshole before." And there it is. And he's like, it's a whole bunch of shit. And then he yells, and she gets frightened. And in getting frightened, she falls down into her shit. And it's just this terrible scene. And I'm laughing, and I'm just like, so I need to listen to more of his stuff. as problematic as it might be.
You could listen to it with the kids.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to listen to it with the kids. But I actually ended up using that anecdote in class the other day, and getting some laughs out of the class. And
What, like the baby falling in shit?
the baby falling in shit. I was making a point about if you're going to tell us a story, tell us the most important story or the best version of that story. Don't and I was saying Louis C.K. does not tell us the story of every single bad morning that he's ever had getting his kids ready. He tells us the funniest story of getting his kids ready.
Probably the worst.
Yes, probably the worst. You would hope the worst one until like a later special where he gets something even worse. I'm sure.
Do either of those specials have the one where like they're in Italy and there's like the ponies?
Yes, one of the yeah, that's the track right before it. That's my 7-year-old is better than me, where his 7-year-old gets bit by the pony and it's like, why did you let me touch the pony? And then she wants to look up what do ponies bite, and like she's like portrayed very well, the 7-year-old in that particular bit. No, it made me definitely want to.
No, I think she asked, do ponies bite?
Oh yeah,
and he says no.
Yes.
Then why did you let me get or whatever? Something.
Yeah, no, but like why? It's afterwards. She's like, do ponies bite? And he's like, whatever. Listen to him tell it, not us.
Yeah,
chuckleheads.
just a fucking bunch of douches. But his new special was pretty.
It's on.
It's on Netflix. It was pretty brutal. He starts out of the gate. And I'm glad that he avoided the special is called 2017.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And he avoided like talking about the topical things that are very difficult for a comedian to not talk about.
Right. Yeah. I imagine the best comedians take their time to figure out what the I hope you're all ready to drink. The best comedians take their time to figure out what angles on these difficult and or interesting political times are, and they don't go on and on about it. Patton Oswalt,
unless you're Louis Black.
Oh, okay.
Because Louis Black does nothing but, not nothing, but the majority of his
stock and trade.
Yeah, he does a lot of political humor and.
Well, what I was gonna say, I don't know Louis Black except as Anger in in Inside Out. I'm definitely a dad. He's got great jowls, like Nixon jowls, and he shakes his finger a lot when he talks. What I was gonna say is and I'm not bringing it up just because it's Patton Oswalt, but because I think it's a good example. He has a bit on his album that came out just after Obama was elected. So I think the 2009 album, and I can't remember which one that is. Maybe My Weakness Is Strong.
Something like that.
At any rate, so he has a bit on that where he talks about like you comedians are going to be where he's imitating somebody talking to him. He said, "You comedians are going to be sorry to not have George W. Bush." And he makes the point. He's like, I would gladly give up the 10 minutes tops that he did over the last 8 years if we weren't at war with 2 different countries and our money wasn't on fire, or however he puts it. And so I get the sense, especially now that you're telling me that about Louis C.K., that like I think they're gonna wait until they find the most relevant like 2-minute bit they can about it, instead of giving us like 60 minutes of veiled anger at current events. I don't know. I know that the one there's like 2 Bush bits that I can think of on those Oswalt albums, one per album, and that's pretty much it. There's
certain comedians, it's their bread and butter. The thing is, like, even with Louis Black, I'm sure he attacked Bush like.
No, he must have
vehemently back when he was president, and in his stand-up. I mean, but I don't remember specific bits. But I like the things that I remember are like him like screaming about how drinking water is now in a bottle instead of coming out of the fucking faucet like
Right.
it used to. We used to pay taxes, and it would clean the drinking water,
Right.
And then everybody could have drinking water.
Yeah.
But now we've monetized water,
Monetized water.
and it's bullshit.
Because
and,
yay, capitalism.
yeah, fucking idiots. Oh, don't want to pay taxes though.
No.
But you're buying water, you fucking assholes. Which is way more expensive than the taxes you would pay to have the fucking water cleaned.
Yeah, well,
Oh no, don't pay fucking taxes.
Nah, but it's
socialism.
But
fucking
the water is mine, Steve. It's in a bottle and it's in my house and it's mine, and I'm not paying for anybody else's water. I'm just paying for
You know
me.
what? If you drink water out of the faucet, you could take a bottle, like the one bottle you bought, and you could pour a bunch of fucking water in there, and then you wash it a little bit later, and then drink more out of it, and it's crazy. It's crazy what you could do.
It's crazy what you could do, but I don't want to support these lowlifes that don't want to get jobs and don't want to buy their own water. Guess who I get to spend time with, tomorrow at Easter.
Oh no!
Yay! No, I'm not going there. But well, I am going there. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going downstairs. But everybody has to be nice to me. Here's my secret to Easter. This is my secret. I don't know if this will work for anybody else with
Jesus
conservative
died.
What was the thing I just retweeted? Oh God, I'm waiting for somebody to get mad at me. Where is it?
Sorry, I keep on coughing.
Oh yes, GOP teens tweeted hashtag teens. What do you think Jesus's favorite gun would be? With an emoji of a gun next to an angel emoji, the sort of smiley face with a halo, and looks like Alex Nazuric responded, a nail gun. to which GOP teens responded, not hashtag funny, period. Consider yourself hashtag blocked.
Oh, good. You mean I don't have to see like terribly awful tweets like that anymore?
So my secret to Easter, and I started this 5-6 years ago now, is that I make a video of the kids doing their Easter egg hunt, and now it's such a big hit that everybody has to be fucking nice to me, because all the women in the family, generally speaking, are nice to me already, but the men don't want to piss me off, because I could just walk upstairs, take my ball and go home, take my camera, go home, and be like, nope, I'm not shooting the Easter video, and all of their wives would be like, go fucking apologize to him because we want our fucking Easter video. My Easter videos, they are big hits.
How many times do people watch this Easter video?
In the family? Yeah. Like outside the family, nobody. Inside the family, it's like the thing that gets requested at family gatherings all the goddamn time. And
so people just sit and watch people, like kids finding eggs?
They're like 1 minute long videos.
Oh, okay.
So basically, this started back when I was working at Apple and iTunes, iMovie made this really easy. They came up with this feature called trailers, and the trailers had like cool Hollywood style music that you would then...
In a world where children try to find eggs.
You could customize the wording. So you could do in a world where children try to find eggs. And then you just pick the clips and it cuts it all together into like a minute long. And if you do it right, you get laughs because you take children hunting for Easter eggs with music that would be in like a fucking Jason Bourne or Fast and the Furious trailer, and everyone laughs their asses off. So that's my secret weapon, is I make one of those every year and everyone wants to see them. So now if somebody starts talking politics to me tomorrow, I'll just be like, you know what? Maybe I'm not going to stick around. Maybe I'm not going to do my video.
Well, hopefully they're not going to listen to this and then realize that's your kryptonite.
That's my kryptonite. Well, they won't hear this until Monday.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
This comes out afterwards. So it'd be next year.
Phew.
And they probably don't have memories that long. They blew too many J's in their youth.
Wow.
Getting hot. I think I
Do you want me to
had a
open
lot
the
of
door?
this cider.
Getting the hot ear.
I'm getting cider for you. Yeah. No. So trailers. So another thing.
What happened?
Oh, but we got to get back. I put something on my pipe, and we only got 15 minutes.
Oh yeah.
So there's a thing about trailers I was going to say, but it's not as interesting as I'm sure what's in my pipe. So let me take this out of my pipe. I don't have a sound effect for this. It's coming out of my pipe. Can you hear it?
Make it like a...
Yeah. I can't do it. All right, it's out of my pipe, so let's smoke it.
No.
I mean, tell it, or listen to it.
Yes, let's... So we went up to Portland, and we did the bar... arcade bar.
What you were about to say something that might get us sued, Steve.
No. We went to Arcadia National Bar, as we often do when we go up to Portland.
Yeah.
And we did Pinball League again. Mm-hmm. Last time I did it solo. I did relatively well.
Yeah.
This time I was not feeling well. I'm pretty much better at this point, but
right.
I was not feeling well, and I was also hammered. So we were playing pin golf, and if you're unfamiliar with me describing it last time, I will describe it again. Pin golf is like playing pinball, only with golf rules.
Oh.
So basically, you have a sheet of paper which has the pinball machines you're supposed to play.
Yeah.
Each of those machines has a score threshold. If you meet that score threshold on your first ball, that's like getting a hole-in-one.
Nice. Okay.
And then et cetera, et cetera. If you do not meet the score, you get a 4.
Oh, fuck.
Guess who got all 4s?
Me.
No. Well, yeah,
if I were there, I would have gotten all 4s.
I don't know. Who knows? You might have had a good couple of balls. Becky definitely did better than I did.
Not even Stephanie thinks I have a good couple of balls.
Oh, fuck. So this was I consider myself an average pinball player. Mm-hmm. So I was like this.
You're no pinball wizard.
This was a crushing blow to my because I was like I thought I was really good, but this was a failure, a total failure. So rolling cigarettes I failed at,
and now pinball.
Last Wednesday I failed at pinball.
You don't have such a supple wrist.
I don't know if it has. I did a slam tilt too. I was so fucking pissed.
Oh no.
Yeah, I screwed up.
Did tilt allow you to slam her?
So
one drink, Chris. This is great.
A slam tilt is when you shove the machine so hard that no one else can play the game. So it was on my third.
My mind is so in the gutter. Oh.
So it was my third ball, and I basically was about to get to the score, but I was like maybe 100. Like the score was like 10 million, and I was like maybe 100,000 away.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Fuck!" And I was like, "Boom!"
Oh no!
And it just like slam tilt, and Becky was last, so she lost her third ball because of me.
Does it say slam tilt on the machine?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
That was not a good one. It's not one of my prouder moments.
Do you get in trouble with the bar? I mean, the arcade bar?
No, I didn't. I mean, like, it happens. Like, I didn't even shove it that hard.
Have you ever had? Let's see. I ask you a question. So if then you finish the story. If you were to, you know how like if you take lemons and you take the juice of a lemon and
then make lemonade,
and you combine it with water, you get lemon. Water and sugar, you get lemonade.
Yeah.
Juice of a lime with sugar and water, you get limeade. If you took the juice of a bark and you combined it of bark, like tree bark or whatever, and you combined it with sugar and water, would you then get bark-aid?
I think we get pulp. Sugary pulp, Chris.
I would like to drink some bark-aid.
You're a fucking idiot.
The lengths I will go to for a bad joke. I will go to even greater lengths for a bad joke than I will for a good joke.
You did a good job there.
Oh my gosh.
But we were just walking around, and then we walked into some fucking, like, it was a performance art area, something.
Oh, okay.
We walked into they were like, it was they were doing like presentations on local parks, and I was we walked in and almost immediately walked out. I'm
Okay.
like, if you're gonna do performance art, it's fine. We'll stick around for a little
Like
bit.
if they did it as like Leslie
they were just doing
Knope, that might be
PowerPoint
one thing.
presentations about parks. But they had to do it in a certain amount of time. Like they had to spend like exactly 1 minute on each slide, and it was.
Oh, okay. I've been to or I've heard of things like that. Yeah, where each slide gets a certain amount of time and then auto advances, and yeah.
We and then we went to we went to the public library first, which is a nice little library there, and they had some photographs done by women of Maine.
Yeah.
Like from the early part of the 20th century.
Oh, nice.
And it was pretty interesting. And then there was like there's some applause coming from an auditorium nearby, and we were kind of poking our head over there. Because the only signs we saw were like, "Get your taxes done here at the library." And I was like, "Oh,
People are applauding.
why are
for
they
their
applauding
time?
that?"
Yeah, you know.
But it was they were having a symposium of because like up there the heroin problem is apparently a little bit worse than down here in Mass.
Yeah, I don't even know who Wonder Woman is up there. Oh, not that heroin.
Chris, I swear to God,
I've been drinking a lot.
it's Jesus' death day tomorrow. Or was this when he like rose?
This is when he rose. His death day was yesterday.
Good Friday.
Good Friday. It's so good when you fucking kill the Son of God.
Yeah. Why is it? I still don't get it.
I don't know.
Is
why
it
it's
good because he died for our
he
sins?
died for our sins?
Okay, that's the good part.
I think that's the good part.
Yeah.
I think we need somebody to die for our sins just about every.
Jesus
every
died for
weekend
us
right now.
yesterday, for crying out loud. And he did not die for you to make such terrible jokes.
Jesus died for us, and all I got with this stupid joke.
What the fuck was I saying?
The symposium on heroin.
Yes, and so we popped our heads in. We were like, what's going on here? And they were like, oh, this is the heroin symposium. Would you like to join? We're like, nah, no. I'm on vacation. I don't want to hear like stories about families losing... Sorry.
That's all right.
Losing loved ones to heroin. Yeah, that sounds like...
That does not sound like a hoot.
No, so we definitely beelined it out of there.
Yeah.
So we did a lot of our normal stuff, hit up our typical haunts. We didn't really do anything new, so next time we have to... We need to branch out, maybe stay an extra day and do some different things.
You should check out if you're in... Is it in Portland? I think it's in Portland. If you're looking for a bookstore, I keep meaning to get up there because there is somebody that I knew when they lived down in the Portsmouth area, and they worked. I think this is the connection. And they worked at the Portsmouth bookstore, which is called River Run. Went up to oh my gosh, I'm gonna forget the name of the fucking bookstore now. They went up to Portland. They opened up an independent bookstore up there in Portland, and I keep meaning to get up there, but I don't know what it's called now. Probably called like Portland Book. No, it's not Portland Books. It's not that simple.
So I have to talk about something in Portsmouth. So,
Okay, Portsmouth.
Yes.
Portsmouth, the mouth of the port in the Shire of the New Hamp,
Yes.
and all across the. Yeah. What about Portsmouth?
There was a fire.
There was a fire. There was. My dad asked me about it 2 or 3 days in a row, as if he had not asked me the night before. It's starting to wear me a little bit.
So the place where the fire started, do you know where the fire started?
Well, all I know is the.
I'm the fire starter. I'm not. I was not in Portsmouth that night.
No, the is a saloon or a tavern.
Yes.
Something like that. But I do not remember.
It is the State Street Saloon.
State Street Saloon. Okay.
And if you recall, we went there after my comedy show.
That's right.
And that is when we decided on the name for this show.
I did see. This is why I need to keep you around, Steve.
Because I remember useless historical facts about the show.
I did not remember ever going in there.
We did
until you just mentioned that.
You got, I think, I don't know if
I
you
probably
got
my standard. I probably got a Midori salad.
I don't know if they had Midori there.
Okay, or I got whatever. But I did not remember that.
That's where we were after my comedy show, my only paid comedy show.
And that would make it is a bar that is fairly close by to and maybe at that point
I think we were going to go to the Rusty Hammer, but it was
Hammer
closed.
was closed for renovation.
Yes.
That's right. Okay. So yeah, it was diagonally across from the Hammer. It was a while. It was like the next day before I realized what the what place it was, and yeah, no, I saw the stuff and I was shocked. I mean that place had been there for hundreds of years.
I think it had been there for quite a fucking long time.
Yeah. I that was the only time I'd ever gone in there though.
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily a nice place.
No, but it wasn't.
It was the kind of divey bar that I liked going to, which is probably why we went there.
Right. Yeah. Well, and when in Portsmouth, I like to go to the divey bars. That's why I like the Hammer.
The Hammer really wasn't much of a dive. I mean,
it's
before they remodeled it. It kind of was.
Yeah, and compared to some of the other bars around there, before they remodeled it, definitely. Now, not so much. But I
remember having some dinner there before I went to a show, a play or two, up there in Portsmouth.
But the other sad news that came out this week, Portsmouth wise, was the coat of arms was like a British pub that was further downtown, further away from the theater.
I've been there.
Area.
They have a pinball machine, or they had.
Yeah, no, they're closing.
Oh, motherfucker!
It's going to be replaced by some
Tilted Kilt.
I don't know.
That's what happened to Copperfields.
Yeah.
Copperfield's in Boston, right near Fenway Park, where this
they got a
bar that's been a bar that's been there for fucking eons.
Yeah,
let's get rid of it and put in a fucking bar where these girls wear short. skirts.
Okay. I could not.
Tilted Kilt
It's like the Hooters. It's like the Hooters of Scotland.
I guess.
Title. I don't know. There are probably better titles than that elsewhere in the show.
I mean, we already last week it was the paw socks of professional wrestling. We don't want to do that 2 weeks in a row.
No. Print is the name of the bookstore in Portland. Print, a bookstore, which is like. Let me see if they have.
They probably have books there.
They do have books there. I do not want to log in to fucking Facebook. God damn it. All right, I'll see if I can find the address because you should definitely go there. Print.
Portland, Maine.
Portland.
Oh my! Like that was another thing. Like when we got up there, it was about 3:30, almost 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
And there was the toll right as you get onto. I think it's $2.95 when you're in Maine right. To get into Portland.
Mm-hmm.
There was a little bit of construction going on. I think they were just putting a giant tree into a tree shredder or something like that. And we got through the toll, and you'd think with the fact that they were doing some construction and shut a lane down, that there would be some traffic. No,
nothing.
No. I mean, this was a Tuesday afternoon, like right before what I would like if you were around this general area on 128.95, it would be stop dead.
Right. Yeah. But not so much.
Not so much in Maine. I'm like, I think their slogan is the way life should be, and I'm like, that's the way traffic should be.
The way traffic should be.
We got right into the town, and then we were walking around. 5 o'clock, we were easily able to cross the street.
I've been up there, and I think were it not for the fact that my family and all of the friends that I have are down this way, we would have looked at that area. As a place to live, because that's half an hour from where. But
they do have a major smack problem, though.
Well, there is that. The address I cannot find.
I mean,
in Portland's East End, in a rented retail space on Congress Street.
That's where most things in Portland, Maine are on Congress Street.
What is
or
it?
off of Congress.
At the base of Munjoy Hill.
Oh.
But it doesn't. This is an article from the Portland Press Herald from August of 2016.
That was last August.
That was last August, and they were going to open in October, and they did. And I keep meaning to get up there.
I think if people are listening and they are curious about it, they will investigate further. If they could give a shit, they probably won't go to this.
They'll probably just order their books from Amazon.
Yeah, like most people do. Can we find the show notes for
Yeah,
anything?
we can
are
find
we done?
we are done.
Okay.
We can find the show notes for this episode at clarkwoods.com/hot/142. And if you have anything to say about this episode that won't that takes more than 140 characters, you can send the emails to hot@clarkwoods.com. Or if you have something to say that's less than 140 characters, or 140 characters exactly,
Yeah.
you can send it to us on Twitter. I am at ECC1977.
And I am at Tuesday is Loser. That's Tuesday IS Loser, all one word.
All one. But we can't do that joke. Every time I say that, we end with the same damn joke, which is one for all.
I'm not
I'm not doing that.
I'm gonna fire a pen at your face.
Oh, all right.